everyone, my name is Moon Envoy, and today we are going to be taking a look at Dragon Age Inquisition in my first ever Let's Play. I chose this game because I'm very familiar with it. I've played the entire series multiple times over, so that I can see the outcome of all of the various decisions. So I'm going to go through this again with you guys, and I hope you all enjoy. There goes the sanctuary. Alright, I usually like to play as the elf class when I play Dragon Age Inquisition. I have played as Khnari before. I don't play human or dwarf as much. Mostly not human because I play human. You can only play human in Dragon Age 2. But elf just seems to fit me better. I think this round I'm going to play as a female elf. I don't exclusively play females in games. In fact, Dragon Age 2 I primarily played as a male hawk. But I think for this round I'm going to go with this. I'm not really a close range combat type character, so I usually stick with either the archer or the mage. Playing with magic in these games is fun, but I think I'm going to go with archer this round. And I think we'll play on hard this time around, just so that I'm not constantly dying in nightmare mode. So, I've played this game before, so I know the background of this character. I am a Dalish elf from the Levelin clan. I'm a hunter. If I did choose the mage route, my character would have been first to the keeper. But I'm just a regular hunter acting as a spy for my clan, who got caught up in all of the mess that went down. I am going to import my own world state. I'm not going to go over the specific choices I made right now, but as they show up, I will discuss what happened in the first two games on the timeline that I am currently playing. And now we are going to get into the character edit screen as soon as we get through the loading screen. Here we go. I will confess that sometimes I spend an exorbitant amount of time on the character creation screen. I will try not to do so this time around, but I do have fun quite a bit with creating my characters, which is why I enjoy this series that allow you to sort of put your own mark on the characters, such as Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Let's start with this one. Okay, let's see. She is a hunter, so probably not fancy hair. That seems rather fancy for a hunter in a Dalish clan. At the same time, I don't think she would have it completely cut off. I do miss my favorite hairstyle from the first game was the braid. It wasn't a long braid, but they did give you the option to have the braid down the back, and I really liked having that hairstyle, which disappeared after that game, unfortunately. I'm actually okay with her default hairstyle. But I do think I am going to change up the color a bit, as I am a sucker for ginger hair. That's about my hair color, so let's go with that.
You leave me no choice.
So that's one voice you can pick.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
And there's the other one.
You leave me no choice!
I just hope I can help.
I don't know, when I'm playing an Elvish character, the more British accent seems to fit better. Sure. So I totally said that I was not going to take too much time here, and here I am playing with everything. Because of course I am. I'm sorry guys, I will try to get through this more quickly. I do want to mess with her eye color though. Go for a more dramatic eye. Outer eye color is darker, and then a lighter inner eye color, I think. Greenish yellow, I think, works well with the ginger hair. Being a hunter, of course, she's going to have scars from her encounters with creatures out in the forest, as well as with the Shemlin who venture into her clan's area. These are the Dalish clan tattoos, which all Dalish wear. There are lots of variations. I actually do really like the ones that look more like tree branches. Do I want to just go? I think I'll just have them be there, and I like the green color, so we'll stick with that. The eyeshadow seems rather intense, so I'm gonna go ahead and lighten that up a bit. Alright, I think she's all set. And we can just stick with the traditional, well, I'm actually going to, nope, go with that name. Which, that name would belong to my puppy, who is sitting right next to me as I play. So this is the opening scene. Don't know who that glowing figure is, but she seems trustworthy. Might as well move toward her. Especially given what's following behind. You know, that glowing figure could have been something severely more menacing, and I still would have run towards it just to get away from the spiders. I do not like spiders. So we've obviously fallen out of a portal and collapsed, and there were soldiers. So now it's a matter of seeing where those soldiers took us, which obviously is a dungeon, because where else would soldiers take us? That's new.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
Why are you implying it's my fault?
Explain this.
It's a glowing light.
Can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra.
Alright, so here's in Dragon Age Inquisition, they tell you the tone of your responses and give you a little blip on sort of what you are going to say. It doesn't always match perfectly, but this is their system for this game. In Dragon Age 2, it was diplomatic, humorous, or aggressive. But in this game, they have a few more options. We still have the aggressive option. We have a sympathetic option, a highly confused option, and then the stalwart, not going to give anything option. And I think my elf is not going to be willing to show weakness in front of a bunch of humans.
So what happens now?
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then a woman?
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then...
Go to the forward camp, Liliana. I will take her to the rift.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you.
You don't know what happened. You are just as lost as I am. Oh, the light! It burns. And then there's that. Something tells me that should not be in the sky.
It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world.
Well, that's not good.
Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you.
But you still think I did
the
it.
key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is, and you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
Look, even if I was responsible, I'm obviously incompetent and not someone you should really be overly concerned about.
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
Okay, so I've already been declared the savior of the world, even though we don't know if I can actually save anything. And you don't know if I actually want to save anything, because for all you know, I wanted this to happen in the first place. This is a great plan. Let's see, these don't have any tones, but the placement also kind of implies the tone in this game, as the top ones are usually the more peaceful options. They tend to be the ones where you try to make everybody happy, and the bottom option usually is the more aggressive and conflict-seeking choice, and then the middle one tends to be in the middle of the road. Sometimes it can fall under the humorous, which is sort of the same lineup that was in Dragon Age or Dragon Age 2, but not always. I really don't trust these humans, but I suppose if I get something out of it...
So if I do what you want, will I live through it?
We have no way of knowing.
That was ominous. I do know if I had picked the first option, I would have gotten some Cassandra approval.
They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead.
This is the problem when all of the world leaders end up in the same
like
spot.
The sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Alright, so on this playthrough...
From the lowest slaves to the highest kings.
Here we have our priest. Trying to give hope to the hopeless soldiers. But what I was saying is, on this playthrough, I'm going to try to stick...
We are heading into the valley.
I'm going to try to stick as close to the character as possible. I've played this enough where I do know how to get full approving with every single possible companion in the game, despite the various choices you can make to piss off one group, one character or another. But I'm going to try to make my decisions based on what this character would do rather than what I know would get me the highest approval rating with everyone. One interesting thing about this game is that you get approval for major decisions, whether the character is there or not, which can be a weird thing because... Oh, here we go. It's acting up again.
The pulses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
Oh, good.
How did I survive the blast?
Because rifts
They
weren't
said
enough on
you
their own.
Stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
Yeah, the woman I
Everything
mentioned
farther in
earlier.
The valley was laid waste, including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough.
But what I was saying before is the major decisions, it doesn't matter who you actually take with you, everyone will pretty much immediately react to what you do, which kind of makes you wonder if all of your companions have a psychic link to you, that they know exactly what you're doing immediately at all times. But at the same time, it's also nice because in the original games, you could kind of cheat things by only taking characters you knew would approve of a certain event in the game to that event. And this game doesn't let you get out of disapproval that easily. Oh. That's not good. I think we have our first enemy.
Stay behind me.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out so well in my favor. Although, as an archer, I do prefer to stand behind the warrior. I would just prefer if the warrior was between me and the enemies at all times. I really don't want to be fighting you this close. Seriously. Okay, thank you. Yes, target the warder while I slowly chip away your health from back here. Thank you, Cassandra, for doing most of the heavy lifting there.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
Yeah, see, I still don't trust you, human.
A demon attacked me. What was I supposed to do?
You don't need to fight.
Are you saying it won't happen again?
Seriously, was I just supposed to sit down and
You're
hope it
right.
overlooked me?
I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be defenseless.
Thank you, Cassandra.
Your life is threatened enough as it is.
You mean by the glowing thing in my hand? The giant rift in the sky? The infinite number of demons falling
Take
through?
these potions. Maker knows what we will face.
Where are all
Yeah.
the soldiers?
At the forward
Good
camp,
question.
fighting. We are on our own for now.
That does not seem like the brightest idea. I am pretty sure we walked by a bunch of soldiers. Maybe we should go back and get some reinforcements? Cassandra? What do you say? Reinforcements? No? Okay. So, as I was saying, there are some things similar to the previous games, some things that are a bit different. I will try to comment them as we go. Oh, I got my first piece of equipment, which means I can finally access the inventory screen. Can change between my character and Cassandra. Armor, it's a scout cap, which obviously means it is for the rogue. So I am going to wear it. But I have helmets hidden, so it's not actually showing up on my character. Because a lot of the hats in this game are not exactly pleasant to look at and can be quite distracting. Alright, so that is my introduction to Dragon Age Inquisition. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know not a lot happened this episode, but there will be more next episode. Oh, here's one of the big differences between this game and the last games. I can jump! It's amazing. I can actually jump on things. It makes going back to the old games rather interesting as I try to jump over barriers only to find out that they are invisible walls that I cannot cross. On the plus side, I do enjoy not falling off of extreme heights and virtually killing my character through that method of death. So, anyway, that is it for this episode, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye-bye!